Hello everyone, it's Pepsi back here in Roblox Wild Horse Islands. I am super excited because today in this video, I'm going to be doing a complete overview of the latest update to Roblox Wild Horse Islands that just dropped today on August 8th. This is update number 79, the Blizzard and Glacier Island rework, equipment hotbar, loyalty rewards, and more update. Now that is a mouthful, but it includes a bunch of quality of life changes, gameplay improvements, and a couple new additions that I know you guys are excited for and I have been really enjoying. So I'm going to be doing the whole overview of this update today. There are timestamps in the video description and in the video bar down below as per usual if you would like to skip to a specific section. But let's get started on going over all the information you need to know about update number 79. The very first change that you may have noticed logging back into the game after the update is that the Summer Carnival event has officially come to an end. This means you can no longer travel to Carnival Island from William the Boat Captain, you can no longer access Sunny the NPC, and any of your remaining Carnival tickets have been converted into regular tokens. So that's why you no longer see the Carnival tickets, and you can see maybe an increase in tokens when you logged back in. Any summer limited items are now unobtainable. You can no longer obtain summer patterns or colors as well. Again, you can still always trade, sell, or buy items from other players if you are trying to do so with any of the summer items. Something else that you may have noticed that was changed, and it's quite an immediate change you may have seen, is we have new artwork for the game passes and most badges. So if I go into the shop, you can see the game passes have all new icons and artwork, which I think look beautiful and look really good in the game. And if I also leave the game and go to my badges, you can see the brand new icons and artwork for the badges as well. As quality of life. These are small changes or additions made to the game that helps players' gameplay be easier, smoother, and more enjoyable overall. So that's what I mean when I say quality of life. The first one I want to talk about is being able to quick sell your wild caught horses. So now when you catch a horse in the wild and you want to make sure this setting is turned on for this, show captured horse info. When you capture a horse in the wild, you are able to quick sell that horse for tokens on the side of your screen. If you are not VIP, you do not have the VIP Game Pass, then you will receive 80% of the amount Larry will pay for that horse. If you are VIP, you will receive the full 100% amount that Larry will pay for that horse. So if you are VIP, there is no difference between quick selling and selling to Larry. If you are not VIP, you can always go to Larry on any island to sell for the full price. If you quick sell, again, you will only get 80% if you are not VIP. So keep in mind, you do have to have this setting turned on. If you turn it off, you will not have that option to quick sell your horse. So if I capture this horse, there is no quick sell option. Even if I click on the horse, it'll open the stat card, but there is no quick sell option on here. So make sure you have that setting on if you want to take advantage of it. The second quality of life change also affects selling to Larry, and this is the setting you may have noticed in your settings options called Disable Valuable Item Warnings. So whenever you are mass selling horses, a lot of you guys, including myself, get annoyed by the little pop-up that shows this horse is a valuable item. Are you sure you want to sell it? So by enabling this setting, you will turn off those warnings. So let me leave it off for a second and show you what I mean. Selling a summer event horse to Larry will normally tell you the valuable item pop-up, and you either have to click yes or no. But if I turn this setting off or on, and then I talk to Larry to sell, and I search up a summer horse, it'll let me select any of these or any valuable horse without that pop-up. So because this affects selling so much, and it could be detrimental if you accidentally sell any valuable horses you didn't mean to, this setting turns off automatically every time you switch servers or log out of the game. So this does not save between sessions. If you leave this on and then you log out of the game, the next time you log in, it will be turned off. And this is to prevent you from accidentally selling anything valuable. So every time you want those warning messages to disappear when you're selling in mass, you have to turn this on in your settings. Each and every time you join a server or join the game and you want those pop-ups to disappear, you have to enable this manually so you are sure that you won't accidentally sell something important without these warnings. So that is the second quality of life. And then the third quality of life is favorite foods. And this is not really very demonstrative, like I can't really show it. But favorite foods when you are catching horses are partially decided by the island they're caught on now. So you no longer can capture a wild horse with a favorite food which you cannot obtain. For example, if you're a brand new player on mainland, you cannot capture a horse with a dragon fruit as its favorite food because you have not, potentially, you haven't unlocked Volcano and you haven't unlocked dragon fruits at all. So this is to help players be able to obtain their horse's favorite food. Keep in mind, again, when you get those favorite foods, they do give your horse a speed buff, which is very, very useful when it comes to a lot of things in the game. From these races right over here on the different islands to when you are hunting, you could always use a speed buff. So favorite foods are super important and they're a lot more accessible than loyalty rewards and login streak titles. So to begin this category, we now have a new category called the best login streak title. It also changes colors based on how high it is. And the normal login streak title was also adjusted to change colors based on how high it is. These colors are the same as the experience tier titles. So what this means is if you go into your player titles by clicking personalization at the top of your screen with your little avatar, click select title, go to stats. So now we don't just have the login streak one, we have the top login streak title as well, and you can see mine are in bright blue. These colors mean different things. So if you go to experience ranks, this is just to show an example, there are different colors based on what tier level you are. So amateur is like this grayish, expert is in like this pink, grandmaster is in this red, intermediate's in this yellow, and master is in this blue teal. So mine was in blue, so I'm at master level. If I keep logging in, it'll eventually turn to a red title when I reach grandmaster. And your titles will change similarly. If yours is on a lower color, it'll change colors based on what level you are, depending on the number. So that is a really cool way if you would like to show off some of your login streak stats on underneath your player name. The second part is loyalty rewards. So we have a brand new login system. When you go to quests and goals and you click on loyalty rewards, this is a brand new menu. In replacing the current login rewards, you will now earn loyalty points by logging in each day. These can be spent on various new and existing items. So if you click on the reward shop, so you can see your loyalty points on the left. And then reward shop is on the right at the top. So clicking on reward shop, you can see everything you can spend your points on. There are personality potions, backpack kits, perfect lassos, materials, treasure chests, different vouchers. There are some accessories that are Robux accessories. And there are even some limited accessories. So you have a star halo, which is in neon, and a star halo, which is in pearl. And these are only obtained from the shop specifically. Something else that's really important to note is farrier supplies. Farrier supplies I will talk about a little bit in depth later, but we no longer are getting horseshoes by logging in, and instead you get these farrier supplies which you can turn in and craft into horseshoes. So that is why these are super important as well. Going back to the loyalty rewards menu, so you can see your points in the top left. Each day you get more points. So the first 15 days of your login streak, you will slowly earn more and more loyalty points. Once you reach day 15, or after you reach day 15, you will cap out at a max base reward of 100 loyalty points per day. So after day 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, you will keep getting 100 points per day. Even if I'm at like 282, I would still get 100 points per day. But there are some things that boost the number of points you can get. And you can see these at the left-hand menu right here where my mouse is. So if you become VIP, you get 10% more points. If you join the group, the Happy Acres group, you get 5% more points. If you RSVP for the next update, you get 5% more points. And if you play for a total of 15 hours, you get another 5% more points. If you get all of these, like I have all of these checked off, you will get a total of 25% more points on top of the 100 you get every day after day 15. That is why mine shows 125 points for my upcoming days, because I have this extra 25%. If you are missing any of these, you don't have to have these checked off, but if you are missing any of these and you would like to complete it, you can always click on it wherever the X is for whichever one is not completed, and it will guide you to whatever you need to do to complete that. So this one will guide you to the VIP GamePass. This will guide you to the group to join. This one will guide you to RSVP for notifications for the next update. And then I'm not sure what the playtime will guide you to. I think maybe your playtime hours. So make sure if you are logging in and you want to get the most points possible that you are also accumulating these additional percentages, because it does help. Again, you don't have to meet all of these conditions at once, but if you do, you get an extra 25%. And then something else to note is that there are special login streak milestones, which you can see right here. Next milestone, upcoming milestone, and another upcoming milestone. These may show up different for you, but these could include bonus lump sum loyalty points, Robux items like vouchers, backpack kits, perfect lassos, etc., and the usual horses. These also include some farrier supplies, which we will talk about right now. Horseshoes are no longer a direct reward from your login streak, rather they are a new item. And farrier supplies can either be obtained from these milestones or purchased from the reward shop from the loyalty points. Again, it costs 500 loyalty points. So these farrier supplies can then be used to craft whatever type of horseshoes you want. And for the most expensive horseshoes, so if you go into your inventory, go to craft, under special, you have to open this tab, you'll see horseshoes. For the most expensive horseshoes, let's say you're trying to craft prismatic, you need 20 prismatic gems and 10 farrier supplies. And again, these are 500 points each or from your milestones. So if you have 10 farrier supplies, 20 prismatic gems, you can craft yourself a set of prismatic horseshoes. And for each tier, you do need the different gems, so make sure you keep some of those if you would like. The lower tiers need less and less farrier supplies, so you don't need 10 for each one. You could craft a lower tier for less farrier supplies, but the most expensive for prismatic, I think Obsidian, Moonstone, Obsidian, Moonstone, and Prismatic all require 10 total. So that is the brand new login system, the new equipment hotbar system you may have noticed down here. So, this is the new hotbar system. Accessing your equipment and food items has become easier, and you can now very quickly swap between your selected harvester, lasso, tool, food, and care tool. So to swap, you just have to right click each one of these little icons. So if I right click on my harvester, you can see I don't have any other harvesters in my inventory besides my perfect harvester. For lassos, I do have a couple options. I have the basic lasso, my bronze lassos, or my prismatic lassos for herds. Under tools, you can see all the tools you have in your inventory. Right now I have my treasure finding shovel out. And food, whatever is in your inventory. Again, this does not total from your storage. You might have more stuff in your storage that will not pop up here unless it's in your inventory. And then your care tools. So water buckets, hoof picks, brushes to care for your horses. If you are on PC, you can also use new keybinds. Instead of just using 1 and 2 for your harvester and lasso, you can also use 3 for your tool, 4 for your food, or 5 for your care tool. And if you have nothing equipped, like I just pressed 5 on my keyboard, it'll pop up the menu for you. And if you are on mobile or any other device, you can double tap to switch the tool, similarly to right-clicking on a computer or laptop. Again, like the old system, your harvester and lasso will auto-select your next best option when it's removed from your inventory. So let's say you have ruby lassos, but you use your last ruby lasso, and you have a gold lasso in your inventory, so that will be the next one selected. And if you don't like what this new system looks like, you do have a setting to hide this. So you can go into your settings and actually click Hide Quick Equipment, and this will hide the rest of the additional equipment slots that were implemented in this update. So you don't have to see them if you do not like them. So with this setting on, you can only see your harvester and your lassos like it previously was. With this change, the put away option on your currently equipped harvester and lasso has been removed. If you would like to stop your equipment from showing up on your character's hips, you simply hide the hip equipment setting. You simply toggle the hide hip equipment setting. So what this means is if I right click, I can't select none, for example, on harvester. And even if I go into my equipment, I can't do unequip. I can just do equip. And even if I do unequip, it still is there. So if you do want to hide it on your avatar, you have to go to your settings and select hide hip equipment and turn that on. And in this way, it won't pop up on your character at all, even though it can still be accessible through your hotbar or through your inventory as per normal. So that is the new equipment hotbar system. The largest changes and newest additions in this update is in the Blizzard and Glacier Islands category. So the very first thing to talk about the changes and additions with Blizzard and Glacier Island is that the old Blizzard Island map has returned, almost exactly to how it was when it was removed. According to Trick in the update log, it is simple, cute, and approachable to level 5 players, which is when it was first unlocked, or when it is first unlocked. and all existing Blizzard Island content exists on the returned Blizzard Island map. So right now I'm in the game on Blizzard Island. You will see that this is the old Blizzard Island map, which might be nostalgic to some of you guys who have been playing for quite a while. So this is the Blizzard Island map. This is the old map, and it has been returned. And you can see that for the IUHs on Blizzard Island and the NPCs and everything, they are the same as Blizzard Island has been. So we have Hubert as the NPC, and for the IUH hairs, you can tell that they are the same Blizzard IUH hairs. We have Icy Blue, Icy Pink, Icy White, and Icy Black. So that is what Blizzard Island looks like. Trick did answer a question saying, why did we remove Blizzard Island just to bring it back many months later? And Trick says, truthfully, we were blinded by our enjoyment of the new Blizzard, now Glacier map, that we looked past the potential implications of introducing it at such a low level to unlock. We recognized that this new version of Island was far too difficult to navigate for newer players, and we made the decision to return to original Blizzard Island at level 5 and then move to new Glacier Island to level 90, so that both islands can be enjoyed, but without forcing new players to do the difficult navigation of the new design. And we have arrived to the brand new Glacier Island. So this map may look familiar because it is the returning old/new Blizzard map. So on Glacier Island, this is settled at level 90. So you can access Glacier Island at level 90. It is between desert and mountain. Desert, I believe, is level 60, and mountain, I believe, is level 150. So there are now 4 islands on the mid-tier servers. There are Royal, Desert, Glacier, and Mountain, all on one server. Glacier Island is the recognizable new Blizzard map that a lot of players did not like or tended to avoid because it was a little complicated for a level 5 map originally. New content has been added to Glacier Island, so we now have frozen crystals. I think there's one in the cave, so when you head over there, frozen crystals can be harvested. It is a brand new ore, and when you harvest them, you get ice shards. Ice shards can be used to craft a new tier of tack, ice tier, and this is between ruby and diamond tier. These can be crafted into saddles, bridles, as well as your normal horseshoes as well. So these are what frozen crystals look like. We also have brand new island unique hair colors on Glacier Island. So if you go into your collection log, you can see these. On Glacier Island, we have Glacier Pink, Icy Green, Glacier Green, and Glacier Blue. I think they look beautiful. I know a lot of you guys are excited. We also have an all new island unique coat. It is an Icelandic Baydun. I cannot pronounce half of it. This is the brand new coat. I cannot pronounce that, the Baydun Icelandic coat, and it can only be found on Glacier Island. Also, on Glacier Island, you will notice on the map, building igloos now rewards significantly more tokens. You can see the igloos are marked on the map now as well, so you can easily find where they are. So that is Glacier Island. Again, if you unlocked the travel trailers on Blizzard or even the old Blizzard map, you have to re-unlock them on the new Glacier Island and the Blizzard map currently as well. I almost forgot the major part of this update that caused public servers in Wild Horse Islands to go into absolute chaos in the best way possible when it drops. I saw huge amounts of teamwork from everyone trying this when the update rolled out, but these are rare variant spawning changes. So we have a couple. The first I want to mention is non-event natural dyed horses can now be found. So even though the summer event passed and we don't have any summer natural dyes you can find anymore currently in the game, you can find non-event natural dyes in the game all year round. And these include some of the colors you might recognize from Sweetie's Dye Shop, including yellow, pink, baby blue, mulberry pink, mint green, fire fade, cotton candy, lemon lime, black/white, and black/red. So those are all your non-event natural dyes that you can find on horses throughout the entire year, regardless of an event going on or not. And again, you can also get those in mismatches. For rare variant spawning changes, Trick does reiterate that all breed event coats, like the burgundy dapple coat, the fawn coat, or the ghostly horses, will be found with IUHs and naturally dyed hair colors when they exist or are in the game. I know some of you guys already knew that, but Trick re-mentions this in the update log. And Most importantly, that I think a lot of people kind of went crazy after when the update dropped, was globally rolled horses can now be found with variants such as IUH hairs or natural dyed hairs. So this means that the Apple Basket, Infernal horses, and Training Island unique horses can be found with these variants. Training Island uniques, you don't have IUH hairs for Training Island, so you can find only natural dyes. Right now it would be the non-event natural dyes, but potentially when there's an event, you could probably find a event natural dye. For Infernal, you would only be able to find the Volcano Island unique hair colors because Infernal horses are obtained on Volcano Island, and any of the non-event natural dyes unless there's an event in the game. And for the Golden Apple Basket, you can get any island unique hair color dependent on where you are redeeming your apples. Where is that Apple Basket specifically? So if you are redeeming your apples on Blizzard with the Apple Basket, then you can get any of the potential Blizzard IUH hair colors. But you would not be able to get any other IUH hair colors since you are on Blizzard at the time of turning in your apples, if that makes sense. And again, keep in mind, for Apple Baskets, everyone was going crazy on teamwork trying to find them. There is one per server group. So for example, on the high tiers, on Jungle, Lunar, Volcano, you will find one Apple Basket. It will change locations every day in-game at 9 a.m. So when it hits 9 a.m., the Apple Basket will swap a location. And this is where you saw in public servers, a lot of people were trying to find new locations and let everyone know so they could go redeem their apples. So I know a lot of you guys were trying to look for natural dyes or IUHs from the Golden Apple Basket specifically. I saw some people doing Infernals. I didn't see too many doing Training Island unique horses yet, but I know a lot of you guys were excited for this, so I can't believe I almost forgot to mention that. But that was a huge part of this update as well, and I'm super excited to have an incentive to turn in more apples to the Apple Basket, and also have an incentive to turn in training receipts and volcanic minerals more, to hopefully get some of these really cool variants and hair colors. Some Robux changes. So there has been some changes to Robux items that you are able to purchase. And there are some exact numbers we have. So the price of perfect lassos has dropped. Instead of 69 Robux each, they are now 19 Robux each, because Trick and the development team wanted to make it more accessible. Since it only guarantees the capture of one horse, they felt that 69 Robux was too much, so they lowered it down to 19. The second change for Robux is tokens purchased has been rewarded significantly more for Robux than before. So the base Robux cost options remain the same at 25 Robux, 120 Robux, 239 Robux, 1,329 Robux, and 2,719 Robux. Previously, the amount of tokens you received for Robux ranged from 150 to 15k. For 2,719 Robux, 15k tokens isn't a very good value, especially for higher level players. These reward amounts were balanced when the game was released back in December 2021, and since a lot has changed, these numbers have not been adjusted. So now the maximum amount of tokens you receive for 2,719 Robux is 2,250,000. The other purchase options have been increased in the same significant way. They are based on different amounts on your progression in the game. So the higher level your player is, the more tokens you will receive. In the name of transparency, Trick listed the main tiers of progression and Robux token purchases. So if you are a low-level player, level 1 to 250, these Robux options will reward 1,000 tokens, 5,000, 10,000, 60,000, and 150,000 tokens respectively. And then if you're a medium level 251 to level 500 in the game, then you will get 5,000, 25,000, 50,000, 300,000, or sorry, 25,000, 50,000, 300,000, and 700,000 tokens respectively. And then if you're a high level player in the game, if you're above level 501, you will get 17.5k, 85k, 175k, 1 million, and 2.25 million, which is what you see in my game since I'm at maximum level. Some players may see a few additional purchase options based on their playstyle, but all players are grouped into these three progression categories. And Trick says this change was made for two reasons. One, to make sure the game rewards you with the valuable amount of tokens based on your Robux spent. And two, since tokens have become easier to obtain as you progress in the game, you should receive more tokens per per Robux as you progress to a higher level in the game as well. That is what Trick has mentioned in the update log. So that has also been adjusted as well. And with that, that is it for this update overview. This has been update number 79. And yes, update number 79, the Blizzard and Glacier Island rework, equipment hotbar, loyalty rewards, and more update. If you guys have any questions, let me know down below in the comment section. If you guys want to see the full update log for yourselves, they are in the official Happy Acres Discord server, and you can also get it from the bulletin board in the game. But every single piece of information from the update has been covered in this video, so hopefully this has helped if you were curious on what has been changed or added in the game. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this quality of life update as much as I am, and I will see you guys in my next video or live stream. Bye everyone!